Are you struggling to keep up with boxing? Download the Boxing Showtimes app for the latest fight schedules, full undercards, boxer stats, news, and real-time updates. It's more than just an app, it's the boxing community you want to join.
Boxing King Media, powered by the Riyadh season. Mr. Teddy Atlas, no fight week is complete in Riyadh without an epic, brilliant breakdown from yourself. So, pleasure for having your company for a few moments.
Thank you. It's a very nice compliment, and yes, now I'll do the interview. That's a great compliment. No, I would have done it anyway because you're a gentleman. But listen, the first one was epic. If this one is anywhere near that, wow, it'll be another piece of history.
We also share something in common. We do business with Boxro, and you've had a Boxro range app before. They've just released some new stuff. In your time, for all the fighters you've worked with, who had the smelliest boxing gloves before we talk about this? Because they've created something that freshens the smell inside your gloves up.
It's something I'd rather not think about and rehash, to be honest. Back in my day, you know, the fighters didn't wash their hand wraps too often, and yeah, and they didn't always know how to dry out the gloves. So yeah, there was some stinky stuff, some smelly stuff. They better be able to fight. If I'm going to put up with that, then they better be able to fight.
Well, Boxer, I've got the solution now. Some new stuff. I'll put the link in the comments so people can buy it. Teddy, let's talk about the big fight. A lot of the talk's been about Tyson's weight, the way he's been this week, and he's not seen his family for 3 months. All these sacrifices that he seems to have made. You've worked with so many fighters. Have you ever come across anyone else made them sort of sacrifices, separating from family members, not seeing his wife and kids for 3 months, and refusing to see them?
Yes, I have. They're called champions. You know, they make those sacrifices, and especially when they're coming off their first loss. You know, when you're coming off your first loss, your life changes, your world changes, everything changes. I remember when Michael Mora, I had Michael, and he lost his first fight to George Foreman, and you know, it was a shocking loss, winning every minute of every round to the 10th, and he gets caught by the great George Foreman. And then we came back, and we fought Axel Schultz for the heavyweight title, a second chance to win the heavyweight title in Germany. And our camps had been at the Riviera before that in Palm Springs. Warm, nice, opulent, beautiful. I don't mean to get Rocky on you with the Rocky-esque, but sometimes movies do really relate in real life, and they do copy real life. Well, we now had to get ready for Axel Schultz in Germany after losing to Foreman, and we had to now regain something we lost. So, to me, I had a choice, a decision to make as the head trainer. Are we going to go back to a place like Palm Springs, opulent, all those things? Or are we going to go to a place that's going to remind him of what he doesn't have anymore? A place that's going to, you know, just serve a purpose of saying, when you lose the title, you lose a lot. Things change. Things don't remain the same. Things aren't as comfortable. You have to earn them back. So where did I take them? I took them to a little gym back in those days. We're going back a long time, 30 years. I took them to a gym in Jersey City. It was not opulent. It was a raggedy area in those days, with going through the neighborhood, and the gym was not fancy. It was just bare necessities. And he said to me, when we were getting ready to go, he goes, "Why are we going there?" I said, "Because I want you to remember what is no longer here. I want you to be reminded every day when you walk in that gym and you see this place instead of the sunny skies of Palm Springs. I want you to have it in the front of your mind that in order to get that back, you must earn it back. That things are not the same. And the other thing was the entourage that he had before. Guess where they were? Not invited. Not there. And I said, oh, by the way, you'll be carrying your own gym bag now. Was I doing it to be mean? No. I was doing it to make sure that he understood that if you want to get your life back to what it was, recognize what is gone and recognize what has to be done now. So I think what Tyson Fury is doing and all the things that I hear are good. They're good. We'll see if it equates into a win, but they are the right things. And I give him credit. I give his people credit for seeing that, understanding that, and mostly him for making that decision, that choice of what the direction would be for this camp, of the sacrifice, and why he needed to do that, and to have that kind of focus. So we'll see at the end of the day. For us, it worked. You know, a few other things too, like, you know, using your jab and stuff like that, and technical things, and of course, proper conditioning mentally and physically. Those are small little things. And I'm joking. Of course, they're pretty damn important. But the plan on the entirety of it worked. And we'll see whether or not it works for Tyson Fury.
Will it work, in your opinion, based on what you've seen of both guys sharing 12 rounds together?
No, because I'm going to pick Usyk. I'm going to tell you, you know, what I believe. I like both guys. I think both guys have been nothing but a credit to the sport and to themselves and to their families. But I like Usyk for the same reason I liked him the first time. His greatest trait is he finds a way to win. The man is one of the great winners of our time. He finds a way to win.
If Tyson Fury pulls this off, because not many people are picking him, where does he go in the all-time list, in your opinion?
Listen, a lot of people have been down on him, saying that he was overrated, that we were too quick, too fast to put him up on that pedestal. You know, that they say, oh, who had he beaten? He beat Wilder, but who else had he beaten? You know, and they were quick to, which people are, to get down on you. If he wins this, it brings him back closer to that status that he was enjoying before that. You know, I'm not saying I put him at the top of the heap or anything, but it definitely restores the status and the level of status that he had lost with that loss. And then the more prevalent question is probably, where does it put Usyk? A guy who won the gold medal, a guy who won a cruiser, a guy who consolidated the cruiserweight titles, went up as a smaller man, like Holyfield, went up as a small man, goes to another man's country, beats a bigger heavyweight, and then to show that it wasn't an accident, beats him again. Where does it put him? At the end of the day, listen, at the end of the day, I think I could talk about the analysis of this fight every which way to Sunday. I could. Both guys adapt. Both guys have dimensions to them. They're versatile. They can switch it up and go in different ways. All of that. I don't think that Tyson can allow Fury to push him back all night, because that wore him down. So then you can say, well, how's he use his size this time? To push Usyk back? That's an option. But there's other options too, to control the range by just being more set instead of moving as much. Be set, still stay on the outside, still use your wingspan, still use your height, but do it on the outside where you're set to punch, where you're controlling range and making it hard for the other man to gain distance on you without paying a price. Where when you're moving, the guy can keep coming forward a lot easier. And when you're moving, the other guy's coming forward, you're the one being worn down. You're the one feeling the pressure. But if you're set and you're stepping off and you're set to punch and you're changing the range where you make it difficult for him to come forward and you're ready to make him pay a price when he comes forward, now you're in control. The other way, even though you win in those early rounds, he was being a boss. So I think that there's a lot of strategy that can be changed. As far as Usyk, someone to say, well, Teddy, what about Usyk? What if he does get pushed back? Hey, did we forget that Usyk has no problem boxing, no problem counterpunching, no problem using his legs, no problem giving angles? So it makes an intriguing match. But I don't think any of that is really, at the end of the day, going to play into who wins and loses. You know what I think it's going to be?
Tell me.
Who left more in the ring in their last fight? I think it's the analogy I'm going to use, a comparison I'm going to use, the thrill in Manila. People forget that great fight, that epic fight with the great Ali, the great Frazier. Both those men left a piece of themselves in that ring. They were never the same. Let me tell you something. That's the one thing about boxing people forget. When fighters go in the ring, especially in elder stages of their life, which they both are in now, when they go in that ring, they come out of it with less of themselves. Both of those men, those fine men, those tremendous fighters, Fury and Usyk, they left that ring here in Riyadh those months ago, whenever that was, whatever that time was now, in that first fight, that first battle, they left pieces of themselves in that ring. Who left more? That's what it's going to come down to. And I believe Fury left more in the ring.
That's a fascinating breakdown, and I didn't expect anything less from you, Teddy. I genuinely appreciate you giving me that, and I'll look more forward to speaking to you after the fight, because your opinions post-fight are some of the best. So we will speak on Saturday night, and I think it'll be exciting.
Be my pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Teddy Atlas.